Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program, episode number 13 I think in this episode, and let's hope it's not unlucky number 13. Good old Apollo. Anyway, I actually did some work off camera, go me. So Tortuga has been taking around a few things. First of all, I did one silly little contract, and we have a bunch of contracts I need to go through down here, but I think I saved this silly design. Yeah, so that's fine that it's missing this part. I wanted to bring this up only because I wasn't sure if this is the right decision. You can backseat game if you want. I got a contract just to test this massive booster on the launch pad, or land it, I think. And I decided to just, empty it of fuel and test it, but part of me was wondering, it was actually a contract worth like 70,000. We'll see it here somewhere. And this is from the last episode. We did make a lot of money. We got a lot of science. Okay, and Muns was successful. Okay, wow, there's a lot of money. Good science, as we know. That returned. That one's pretty minor. We brought the Munstone back with us. 75,000. Good. Science data. Fantastic. More money, more science. Our reputation must be doing pretty good too. I haven't checked it out, but yeah. Now this is here's the wheel right there. So I got 4,500, one science. It's nothing. Doesn't matter, right? That's fine. But here's the other one, the twin bore. I don't know if it was worth the 65,000 and one science that we got to lose the ability to use this. This thing, I don't know if there's... I'm a big fan of solid rocket boosters, but this was probably overkill. This thing is super expensive at like 15,000. But it's also super powerful. So maybe I did do the wrong thing. Maybe we would have liked to have had the ability to use that. And I could have accepted the contract and just left this, just left it. Actually, it's only good for one test because this one is a stage thing. And I think that there's no way for it. Does it count as landed if it's on these prongs? I don't know. Anyway, let me actually, don't save this. Let me make sure I delete that design. I think I accidentally saved it, which is why I could show it off here. Okay, so that's that, and that's all the different contracts, but let me just don't save, get out of there. And what I want to do is go over to the spaceplane hangar, where I can show you the Fido. The electro Fido, I guess it's called. And this is, it kind of looks like a crash test thing, I don't know why. Or fortified nose, but no, those are atmospheric sensors. I've been rolling this around KSC, Kerbal Space Center, and gathering up some science with it. Seismic stuff and atmosphere analysis, whatever it is. Those are the ones that I've been missing, so I was able to hoover up we were at like 590 when we went off, so almost 200 science with that. Okay, so the first things I want to do is go over to research and kind of like pick and choose some new things. It has to happen. We need to upgrade the research facility, and we have to do our advanced science so that I have access to really all the science we're going to need. Now, I've seen that there's a lander arm thing that you can use to get... Oh, I think it might be this. So we actually will get it with this tech as well. But I've never done any of like analysis of moon rocks or whatever with rover arms. That's pretty complicated stuff. It's beyond anything I've ever done. But I think that we're ready to go. I'm gonna go... Oof. Well, let's just do it. Alright, so now I actually have a lot more science I can do because the previous one I think it only has 2 biomes, but this one has like 5 biomes, like the corner lab, the whatever that one is, the dome or whatever, and then there's the water tanks. I don't know, it has a lot of biomes, just like our tracking station does, but our tracking station doesn't need to be upgraded, it already has them. Hey, what better thing to spend our money on than improving the base? That's always what my goal is. And we're going to finally get the contract that I thought I had last time, but didn't. We have it. Plant a flag on the Mun. Yeah, so that we're going to have to go back to the Mun. Unfortunately, they don't give you it in the same one where you're already collecting science from the Mun. I think that's a tragedy, but that's fine. This isn't going to make us a whole lot of money, but it is the next in line of those missions, so of course I'm going to accept it. Now, there's a lot of interesting contracts here. This is the one I was referring to about the Munstone, collect the data with the medium scanning arm. There's other ones though. Okay, conduct observational studies. Is this worth doing? Crew report, in flight. Now, the MUN has got low gravity, so doing like changing your orbit to get these different ones would not be that hard. Finish construction of a rover on the surface of the MUN? No, that's a little bit like crazy talk. Build a new orbital station around Kerbin. Okay, so I said some of these are interesting, but I think they're all a little bit outside of my means right now. So, and I think actually the very first thing I'm going to do is we're going to get this, and I'll probably take a break in this video and go off and do some more hoovering of science, because that's the last thing that I think we need to use at KSC for all the science we want. Now I'm looking a lot at this, which will actually give us back the twin bore. This gives us a lot of powerful things. A lot of powerful things, which I haven't even used the powerful things from the tier before it. I don't know what I'm trying to do. And really, I do need to figure out what is next for us. What I would like to do, I don't know if it'll be, not this episode, for sure it's not going to be this episode, but in the near future, I would like to go the SSTO route. I mean, that's just, I think, one of the most fun things I can imagine is doing that. So anyway, I think I'll cut away here, let me do some science, come back with a real game plan about where we want to go. Off camera, I really worked hard. I got 260 science just from Kerbal Space Center. That involved a lot of the Fido, the new Fido, the latest and greatest, which I probably should have called the number 2 version, but it's still the number 1 version. And that is this jolly old fellow right here, the Electro Fido, with the new gravity stuff on the side. So this is equipped for, I'm doing 3 gravities per biome, 3 atmospheres per biome, and 3 seismics per biome. This tiny little thing is the most expensive vehicle I have ever made, which is, hilarious. To think that when I'm driving this around, all this money I penny pinch on to get somebody to land on the MUN. And this guy is rolling around with about, I don't know, what is it, 13 times the budget? 13 times a whole order of magnitude and beyond the budget of my simple MUN lander. Anyway, speaking of MUN lander, that is what I have determined should be our mission objective for this episode. I'm happy to say, excited to say that I have never done an Apollo-style MUN lander. I've never done one. In fact, I'm not even sure if I've ever seen somebody design it. And a lot of these ideas that are coming into this series are just because I haven't watched a whole lot of videos on Kerbal Space Program. It's one of those where I normally want to investigate every nook and cranny of a game and find out all the, if somebody has some optimal builds, I want to find out what those are. I don't know why. I can't tell you exactly what it is. But in Kerbal Space Program, I'm completely the opposite. I basically loathe looking at optimal builds. That's not true. If somebody has suggestions or whatever, I'm actually more than receptive of them. So thank you for the people who have been suggesting things and correcting me and helping me out. Thank you. But for some reason in Kerbal Space Program, I like to do it myself. Again, not that I don't want advice, but I at least don't want to go and search out the optimal. I'm happy kind of blundering into a solution, which is the way I want to speak about this. Anyways, actually, before we start designing our Apollo-style mission craft, which means, because basically the reason why I went here, kind of in La La Land talking, but the mission objective is to do the Explore the MUN, which means, I was thinking about this, why does plant a flag on the MUN have to be paired with, of course, this is the Apollo mission, basically. So they want us to send a spaceship up. It's really, the ordering of this is just, it would make a lot more sense, actually, if they said, plant a flag on the MUN, then rendezvous 2 vessels, then dock them. Then maybe the causal way it's going to happen would make more sense. In any case, I thought these were just 3 separate things, but you spend even half a second or even less thinking about it. Yes, this is the Apollo mission. We want to have a detachable craft which launches while we're already in orbit of the MUN, and this is purely a lander craft. It goes down, whatever, comes back up. So in theory, what we should have is 2 Kerbals on this mission, which is very scary. But maybe we'll do it anyway. I don't know. I have actually no idea what we'll do for this design, and we're just going to kind of wing it. And that's par for the course. That's actually what prompted this little speech about how I'm doing things kind of by the seat of my pants here. And we'll probably have a little bit of an emphasis on the solid rocket boosters, because I do find that it's kind of a fun spin to try to keep things ultra economical. However, with our massive amount of science, there's 2 things I want to be pushing towards slowly. Okay, so I should say there's one thing I want to be pushing through slowly, with the other option for science being just progressing our ability to do missions. But the thing I want to start moving towards is hypersonic flight, as this is going to give us the ability to do the single stage to orbit. I don't think we need the Rapier to do it. I think we can get away with some of these other ones, but we need at least the hypersonic flight to do one. We probably need the advanced aerodynamics as well. I don't think we need this one or this one, but I think we do need these 3 and that one, and then we can probably get it done. So this is just in the back of my mind. We're definitely going to need this as well, and this one has nice landing struts. So honestly, we probably should pick one of these up for this mission, even if we don't get the bigger capsule, like the lander can itself. We don't need a lander can. We can do things let's do things lighter. Although, for everything there's an although. We might consider using the lander can, because how else are we going to get 2 Kerbals back onto Kerbin? Unless each one of them actually uses... no, that can't happen. I was going to say, well, actually, yes, it can. We could actually put 2 Mark 1 pods stacked in the same orientation directly on top of each other. The top one can have a parachute. In between, stacked on top, they can actually have the docking clamps for separation and all that. And then the bottom one can have the lateral side attaching parachutes. So in theory, that might work. But I don't particularly like that idea. Well, no. I mean, I guess it has to be something like that in order to detach. Is there another way of doing this? Could we just leave something in orbit? I guess we could leave something in orbit if it's I mean, I shouldn't be thinking about these things out loud here. I should have done it off camera. But in theory, I guess we could probably get where are they? Yeah, the Probodobodyne type stuff. And leave just a Probodobodyne in orbit of the Mun. And then we'd only have to have 1 passenger. Because it'd be a lot cheaper. I think that's what we're going to do, because... weight-wise, it's going to be a lot better for us. Okay, so anyways, the 480 that we have, I'm thinking of doing one of these, but really I think we're going to have to go with the better Clampotron for this. I have just this sense that we're going to need something beyond the Clamp Junior. Is it? Could you make it work? I mean, we could try it, but that's a lot of time we're going to have to backtrack if it doesn't end up working out. This doesn't have a whole lot for me. Oh, it does have the bicoupler, which I was looking for last time. It has grip pads, which I'm not exactly sure what those are useful for. What are these used for? Structural tube, which... don't really care about. Advanced. Okay, the protective shell, that can be useful at least. Ground anchor. Oh, this must be for building a lab. Okay, well, the girders are always nice. Yeah, I don't know if we need any of this stuff, but it's 160 science, so it's pretty fun. But the way I think about this is we have 2. I want to move forward with this direction, so I'd like to get this one. But this doesn't help us at all in the mission, which is coming up next. Or this one, get this one as well. But no, again, it doesn't help us at all. So I'm going to get this one, 160, and then I'll probably end up getting... So let's just do this. This is going to help us too. The medium landing gear is great. So we did that. And that also gives us access to a lot of the good... No, it doesn't. The rover wheels are here. Darn it. Because there's some really good, much improved rover wheels. so I could actually go around Kerbal Space Center a lot faster, collect science. I'm almost out, but I have more in the R&D to do, and I think I have more in the tracking center, so I mean there's a little bit of science left out there to be done. Another consideration, like a strong consideration, is do I want to, continue to push down this kind of line? I think so. This TX440 is going to be better than the abysmal 220 that we have. So yeah, I think we'll go with this, which is 90. And that leaves us with 220. Well, let's call this one advancement down my SSTO route. And that means I can spend one more on one of these. Does it have to be this one? Whoops, not that one. This one? I think it does. Unfortunately, this is a dead end too. No other. It doesn't lead to more science tree, but actually the science tree itself is not usually that big of a deal. Like to get to any one, there's usually multiple paths. Oh yeah, I don't know. We can just try to do it with the I think we'll just try to do this with the Junior, the Clamplotron Junior. I suspect that it's okay, because I honestly am not seeing a whole lot out of this that I really want. And if we can make the Junior work, then we're ahead in science points. Okay, so what else might it be then? What else? We have all this science that I just worked so hard to just get. I think we'll go with, should we just at least get all the 90 tier stuff done? This one leads to what? Really small stuff, which I don't care about those small fry. What we could do instead is this one, which is pretty cool. We don't really need it though. And this one's even better because it gives us the TX 1800. It gives us... Actually, I like this one more than anything else. We're going to do this one. Alright, next up after this, by the way, is we'll start going down the supersonic route. But okay. Okay, so let's think about what we're going to do here. We're going to try to get to the Mun, land somebody, do a full Apollo-style mission. And I don't really know what I'm doing for this. I think I've emphasized that point enough, but... I think what I'm going to do is try to make this a one Kerbal mission. Which means that we're going to have to interact, and because we need two vessels, what I'm going to hopefully do is use the automated people. They're not people. How dare you. No, the Probodobodyne stuff. Yeah. So although I have this already, I think what I'm going to want to do is just stick this to the side for now. And again, we're going to try to make that. We're going to try to make that Clamp Junior work. So take one, and then we'll flip this one upside down. And for now, what this is going to be part of, we need obviously the person who's going to plant a flag to go to the surface of the Mun. So this is actually my lander setup, which means it'll require some interesting geometry when we want to get to it later on. But yeah, this is essentially upside down from how it's going to launch. But let's just build it as it's what it is, and then we can figure the rest out later. No doubt, this definitely is going to need some parachutes. Did we really need the drogues? No, I don't think this needs drogues, though. There's just no way around it. We're going to have to use the two massive parachutes. We actually want these as high up as possible because... Oh, no we don't. Not too high because we don't want to interfere with the docking procedures. But although one is probably sufficient, that would make everything off balance, so we're not going to use just one. However, we will use a coupler here to just detach. So you can see that this is going to come down as just this little piece that we're seeing here. Okay, then the actual Mun landing part and like going down and going back up. I think we're just going to rely on a single engine for that. I mean, a single big fuel tube with the Terrier. And that's that. So we're also going to need a way to land there. I guess that's important. These new landing struts we got, they are huge, my goodness. But I think they'll also be very effective. Okay, we can do that. Oops. Yeah, we'll definitely start with them. We'll start with them retracted. This is kind of an ugly thing that is not... So, okay, but basically that's it. This is the landing portion. I hope that one tube of that is enough to go from orbit down and then back up. I think it will be, especially if we don't bounce around a whole bunch like we did last time. But I think that these will hopefully be a little bit helpful about that. In fact, maybe I'll do one other thing. Let me unretract them. Extend them is the word, yeah. That does look pretty stable. But what I could do is... Oh, no, that's not what I want. I could do one of these. Not that. Not that. There. Okay, so I just tilted it so that it's a little bit pointed outward. This might make us actually a little bit unstable on flat ground. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. Whoops. I think I'm not going to do that. I don't know exactly how poorly that'll perform on flat ground. I mean on unstable ground. So let's just hope that this works. I kind of like it. I don't know. It'd be interesting if you could pop these out a little bit, but then have this pad track better. Anyway, I hope 3 is enough. So the math, which I looked at off camera at some point, is that this is 0.05, but I imagine that I would want 4 of these if I was to go this way, which is the price of 2 of these. So I could get 6 of the small ones, or I could get 3 of the large ones, and I think 3 of the large ones. So 4 of the small ones is lighter weight, but I think 3 of the large ones is actually going to be more stable. Okay, great. So now this has to get flipped on its head. We'll point it forward just to make it easier on me. And now this is the top of my rocket. Oh god, this is going to be so unstable, but that's, this is the way. This is the way to the mun, I say. The way to the mun. The top is not looking very aerodynamic friendly. How like terrible of a drag thing is the engine if it's moving backwards? Is this considered... By the way, why does Shroud not show me anything? It doesn't seem like it changes anything. Should the Shroud not... Is it something I'm missing? Oh, what? Doesn't disable it. Huh. Well, that's fine. Let's maybe be a little safe about this. Drag is just not something I want to deal with. And this thing is going to be so heavy that I don't think that this is going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. So we're going to put a decoupler on the top of this just to keep it aerodynamic. And we'll put a nose cone on top of that. Hey, at least this looks like an engine. And because this part is going to detach as soon as we get into basically out in outer space, not even in orbit of Kerbin yet. What I want to do is actually put some RCS on this. And this will go, I just want one smidge. Yeah, so this is, yep, this will be detached, which is perfect. So we'll have nice RCS at the very top of the vessel. And that reminds me, I actually want to turn this off on monopropellant. Okay, and speaking of monopropellant, that's one of the things we're going to want this Octo to have, but first let's give it a battery. Hopefully one battery is enough. I'm not sure if that is the case. And then one of the things we just unlocked is our, whoops, not that one, but this one. These small RCS containers, which is good. Now the only way I know how to get from this small tiny size to the normal size, and this is very frustrating to me. Look all I might. There is even a tiny one to the medium size. I'm calling this the small size, by the way, which is like the normal one, the first one you ever use. And that's like the default in my head. But there's no adapter which goes from this tiny size to the small size. There's no thing like a Mark 1 command pod. You basically need a Mark 1 here. Now that's not true. There is one, but it's in the structural. And what there's actually 2, because this one is also. But the question I have is, why isn't there a fuel tank which does that? Because there's a fuel tanks which go from the tiny one to the medium. And this carries oxidizer and liquid fuel, and what I want is one of these to do that, but for this. In fact, it's almost like you go from this, and then you can go from that to that. Like, this is the adapter to if you want to use it for fuel, which looks preposterous. I mean, the structural integrity of this does not look good at all. But that's where we're at. I mean, that's what the system looks like. So it's shame on you. How can they not have that? Must be a mod. Anyways, we're gonna do this just because I think it's a little bit more sensible. And then what we're gonna be doing, this is taking us from Mun orbit to the surface, back up to Mun orbit. Then it redocks. That means that this part, which we're about to talk about here, it's required to carry from whatever point we get after we've exited from the main stages, when we're essentially in orbit of Kerbin. This one has to take us from an orbit of Kerbin to an orbit of the Mun, and then it has to take us from an orbit of Mun back to a suborbital route into Kerbin. And that's going to take a little bit it's going to take a little bit. So my gut tells me we will very easily achieve this if we use 3 of these engines like what we did before. However, because it's going to put, and I don't know, this is going to be such an unstable design. I'm not sure. Like, the main fail point is going to be here, I think. I'm not even sure we can use struts to you can't. These things need to detach. So I'm not sure the Clampodron Jr. is going to hold this together or not, but that's what the testing is for. So let me just get this part. Can you just go anywhere? Fine, I'll just go grab it. Stop being lazy. Oh, that's not what I want. Stop. I don't want 3 of them. Ah, there we go. Don't want 3. It's giving me 3. Am I crazy? Yeah, it gave me 3. I don't want 3. Okay, how do we do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? Okay, now it's working. Oh, we got it. Okay, good. So that's that. Then this needs a Terrier as well. This Terrier is going to take so long. Maybe we'll just actually give it a... This is 310. Swivel's 320. I think I'm actually going to give this one a swivel. Okay, so far so... interesting, I'd say. This is so far so interesting. And now we need to go... Oh my god, this thing is going to be... What the hell? And can you imagine being upside down for the launch? Oh god, poor Jebediah. It's probably not recommended. Alright, now we need a decoupler. I don't know if this thing's going to keep together or not, but we'll see. Now we need a fuel tank. And yes, now we can show off our new fuel sizes. Yes, excellent. Oh yes. Is this thing too tall yet? Or is it just not tall? Oh my god, that's... I wasn't like a structural engineer, but I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to tell that this is not a stable design. But we have RCS, so let's just keep on going. I mean, RCS can save a lot of things, I've been told. Probably not this, but it won't stop us from trying. Okay, so we got 4 RCS on the bottom. We're going to need some RCS probably here, I guess. These little modules. Okay. Can I like do something dirty with them, like put them inside? I'm a little bit worried about what will happen when this like launches. So I mean when it decouples. So let's do it like this. Okay, that's fine. I'm not sure if it's fine, but it's in. It's what I think I want. Okay, now the main thing we want here is the engine on the bottom, the Bobcat. And this time, what's going to happen is this is going to go from the very get-go. This is going to start on with our solid rocket boosters because, of course, as you can tell, this thing is going to need probably a lot of help getting off the ground. So we're going to use... We're only at 20,000. We're not doing too bad, but let's go ahead and bust out some more couplers. I'm thinking we're going to want 4 of these to go with, so is that 600, 770. Yeah. Oh, let's use these. Radial decoupler 700. Yeah, let's use these. It'll make it more exciting. And now we want solid rocket boosters. No, no, no. I think we want this. So do I want I think I want this as low as possible. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's making me nauseous. Oh, we got it. Good. Alright, what are we looking at here? You know what? It's a masterpiece! Give me this cone. Let's put these cones on. Come on, that's obviously not what I want to do. Thank you. Okay. I think she's ready to be tried. I will spend a little bit of extra money to supplement our RCS with some tail fins. I mean, it could be worse. Oh. Okay. I have to do a bit of a rotation here. I need to rotate these guys all 45 degrees. Because I need these guys. Like here? Is that what I want? Yes, that's how I want it. Because the fins, I want the tail fins to be in line with the north, south, east, west, not at the diagonals, so that the turnover for the initial launch is better. Unfortunately, we're a little bit over on mass, but all that tells me is that I need to upgrade something. And let me get a name for this. Okay, I gotta say, I'm very partial to these mythology names. This will be Odysseus. Odysseus 1. Alright, well, good luck. I think she's ready for her first test just as soon as we upgrade. What do we need? Which one is it? The launch pad? Yeah. Okay, upgrade the launch pad. And here we go again. Looking good. Let's do our simulation test. I don't expect this will be the real one. But oh boy, I can't imagine this is going to work. Actually, let me revert, because I'd like to fix the staging. So I have both of these going, and I think that is what I want, but probably not what I want. Yeah, what the hell? Oh, it's kind of interesting. Don't want that to happen. I think I want... Like, this has got to happen. First of all, where's the sides? Yeah, that one's got to happen first. Okay, so we start everything. I think we also want to suspend this. Wouldn't you say? Doesn't this look like it should be suspended? Man, the symmetry is so bad with the 3 in the middle and the 4 on the sides. I guess it's not terrible, but I don't like it. But there's no quad coupler. Otherwise, we do. You know, I mean, everything looks fine about this until you get to this point. This is just so horrific. But like the bottom part is kind of interesting. I like it. I mean, Kerbal, they've done a great job of making like almost any rocket looks nice. This is obviously one of the exceptions because the top, it just looks so stupid. But this is how we need to go. This is our detachment. Maybe I don't need all that fuel. We'll find out. I'm being a little conservative, probably overly. Okay, so right now, everything goes, then we do that, then we do that. And then we do that. Yeah, that seems fine. We can move these around if we have to. No. No. Okay. They tried. The game tried. Okay, so that one comes next. And then... No. Oh, yeah, okay, so this one fires, and then this one does fire next after we detach them. Then, after it's done, it does that. Then we merge back. The docking and all that, we're going to be toggling with our mouse. Okay, actually this does look okay. So here we go. I have no idea if this is going to succeed. I really don't. I would say I give us like a 40% chance of success. That's my honest assessment. Alright, well the Odysseus 1 is munbound in 3, 2, 1. Okay, speed's looking good. She's more stable than I thought she'd be. Not using much monopropellant, which means she's pretty stable. The turnover is going to be... I'm going to kill my bottom engine because we're actually going too fast. Alright, let's do that turn. It's working. It is working so nicely. How is this possible? I'm just shocked. It's so weird that we're this invert. We need to invert this. Oh no. Did I stage the wrong thing? What the hell's going on? Oh, it's just it's gotten top heavy or something? Like, okay, just let it go. We're going into space as it is. No, we aren't. Okay. Well, okay, this is something to learn. I'm not sure exactly what went wrong there, but that's pretty promising. I'm actually surprised. That means we can probably turn over a little bit earlier. I think I still will give everything a go, so then these 4, like, drop. Don't drop these right away. Don't drop them right away. Get your, get into outer, a little bit into the, further in the atmosphere. So we might want to do something... Yeah, let's make a very small adjustment. I think I'm going to lower the burn speed down just a little bit. Maybe 90%. Really not that much. Because I want those solid rocket boosters to be useful for a little bit longer. If anything, I think we were a little bit on the too fast side of things, atmospheric drag. But I still don't know the magical speed for where gravity pull and the total net negative of gravity pull and atmospheric drag is minimized. Anyway, for blast off, we'll do everything. I think that is I mean, we're at 0, so this is the worst case scenario. So let's get up to something sensible quickly. So Odysseus, this is not a simulation. This is what I think we'll actually be doing. In 3, 2, 1, blast off. Without RCS or SAS. There's gotta be a way to invert this. I think there is. So I'm silly. I'm probably looking right at it, but... Oh, we can control from here. There we go. We're up to 4,000. Let's peek over a little bit. Nice. Very, very, very nice. Okay, doing okay. Let's kill the main engine. And let's start tilting. She feels very steady, actually. So I can get to 45. That's considered that a miracle. Okay, just leave it right here. Get a little bit further out of the atmosphere. Awesome. It's working. Now we want to move our way a little more flat. And that's a lock. I turned off RCS on this guy, right? Good. Oh my gosh, it's working! Oh, this is so cool. 76,000, very low orbit. That's very, well, I guess it's very efficient. Gonna have to start burning very quickly here, though. Okay, looking good. Go ahead and start burning. This is so good. I feel like we got this. I can't believe this. Ah, it's so cool when you just do something and it works. I'm using my RCS right now to burn off the extra fuel. We got tons of it. So I'm just going to help us get into orbit with the RCS. It's not going to help much, but it does add delta V, so might as well use it. I'm not even sure if this thing is going to be enough to get us into orbit, which is not good. Definitely way behind the curve right now. Becoming less and less efficient. So I'm going to stage this pretty quickly. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! I knew it, I saw it coming. Wait, what did it destroy? Oh, it only destroyed the part. This thing's fine. We're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Just pretend that never happened. Are we gonna make this an orbit though? Right now it's a terminal. But we can probably make this an orbit. Yeah, I think we'll be able to make this an orbit. Very inefficiently, but that's okay. All right, we made it. Oh, that's not bad. 70,000, 85,000. God, man, I'm surprised. This is just... That's a lot of delta V. No, that's not a lot of delta V. Oh, man, we're going to have to do a lot of lifting. With the, I think the... Well, we can use whatever excess we have in the lander portion. I think this is actually enough. Because it's, what, 1,100 to get to the Mun orbit? And then we have plenty for doing our shenanigans. I can't believe this is actually going to work. Ah, it's so cool. Man, this game is so cool. Alright. She's over there, so we probably want to do our things somewhere over here. Okay, well that's a good sign. We see no periapsis. Alright, let's just dance around and find the best time. 10 seconds. We'll go down to 5-second jumps. Let's do it like this. Alright, 89, 49, 18, probably inside. Okay, good. Pull back a little bit. 70, 61, 52, 56. Awesome. 52, 52, 53. 53. Wow, okay, so this is it exactly. Let's just go a little bit more. Okay, that's a little too much. Okay, good. So this is what we're targeting. Let's turn off RCS and all that. In fact, why do we have so much monopropellant? Oh, right. We do have it because we have it on the whatever. The Probodobodyne has a little package of it. Okay, very good. Then let's warp to the next point and do our thing. I think this is all, everything's fine. It's looking good. I don't know, is the Mun a perfectly circular orbit? It does look that way. I think it is, to make things easier. So it doesn't really, the reason I ask is because it doesn't matter at what point we leave in order to go chase it. There's no inefficient time to get to it. Alright, let's go over to the point. What is this thing called? The maneuver node. Alright, begin our burn in 10 seconds. Too bad we didn't level up Jebediah yet, so we could just do this. It's gonna be a long burn. Looks like we're still pretty much on it. Yeah, I think this is gonna be okay. Wow, 1.2, that's impressive. Wow, wow, this is the best we've ever done. All right, well, this is great. Let's switch over to the Mun. We're like, wow, we're veterans at this point. Come on. We can do this. Can I get to the Mun? What just happened? I'm not doing anything. I want to go over here. Can I do that? What is the matter? Why will you not? I want to add a maneuver here, yes, but it's not really what I want to do. Here. Yeah, we might as well leave it like this, because I think the other one's going to have a lot of delta V left over. I still want to look at the MUN. Why won't it allow me to do that? We don't have any... Huh. If I go to map and then I go back out... Huh. I don't know why this is locked from me seeing it. Huh. I normally just up-click and it takes me right there. Alright, fine. Let's just do the maneuver here then. I'll do the same thing. Something like that. And let's just warp over there. Oh, see? Like, what? That... Let me do that. It doesn't let me do that. We hit slash as soon as we're in the... Okay, good. Let's get this all settled now. It's pretty much right on. Looks good to me. Okay, well, that's what we want then. Didn't take any signs with us, but I wasn't sure what I was doing with this to begin with, so there was a reason for that. Okay. Man, I actually see that this video is going to be pretty long, unless I pause it here, which I think I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to call this video to a close here. We'll pick this up in the next episode. Wow, so I had a lot of fun designing that one, though. So far, yeah, I guess we can already be pretty confident that it's going to be successful. This one has 1,000, which is way more than it needs to get back to Kerbal. To Kerbin. And this one has 1,700, which I think is way more than it needs to land on the MUN and come back. So we managed to do it. This is so cool. I mean, don't count our eggs before they hatch, but we look like we're in good shape. Actually, this is actually a underestimate because it's predicting that we'll have. It's predicting that the part we're pushing right now is full of fuel. And on the way back, when it lands, it goes down, lands, come back, it's not going to have that anymore. So this is probably something more like, I don't know, like 1,500 or something. So that's even better. Anyways, until the next one, I had a blast. I really had a lot of fun. I still am having fun in this series. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care.